G'day everyone, welcome back to the Forge. Oh wait. Welcome to the new workshop. The Scale Workshop. Okay, this isn't the Forge. Hopefully you can see that. This is just another one of our hobbies, which is radio controlled cars. The reason we're not in the Forge is because it's the middle of summer and it's hot. So we decided to do something that's a little bit cooler. So today we're working on this. On this. What the hell? On this. Jesus Christ. On this. Calm down, calm down. Okay. Today we're working on this. Yay, about time. Okay. We're going to be working on this. I've really got to get this clicker thing worked out. Okay, enough fucking around. So, we're going to be working on this. This is a HG-P407. This is not a Tamiya Bruiser. This is a Tamiya Bruiser clone. There are many videos on YouTube, I might say many better videos on YouTube about these cars. But this is my take on it. We actually bought this car probably about 18 months ago and done nothing with it, and finally today we took it around a mate's place and took it for a drive, and I fell in love with it. It's a great car. It just needs just a few improvements. So what we're going to do, and this is nothing different to what anybody else has done with this car on any other video, and like I said, there's a lot of better videos out there, but we're going to have a go at it. So what we're going to do is, we're obviously going to paint the body, but that's going to be later on, so let's just get rid of that. What needs improving, the body's pretty good, what needs improving is first of all the suspension travel. It's all on leaf springs. It's all quite scale underneath. It looks really good. It's a nice little model. But it just needs that little bit more. Before we went out this morning, I already locked the rear diff. So the rear diff is locked, and as you can see, I did not glue the tyres. That became a problem out on the trail. So we're going to address that later on. What I want to do, first thing is suspension. Suspension is just terrible in this thing. Now this did come out with some support bars that came from the chassis back to the diff, one on each side. Supposed to stop torsional twisting in the diff, which really doesn't happen. Real cars don't have it. Real leaf sprung cars don't have it. The front end doesn't have it. I didn't see the point of having them, and just by taking them out I gained probably a good 5 to 10 mil lift in the rear axle. But that's just the start. The actual leaf springs are too stiff. There's 3 leaves in these springs. I'm going to take 1 leaf out, start there. These shockies are actually all dampened shocks. There's oil-filled shocks, but in the top of the shock there's an overrider spring, there's a coil spring, which is making everything a lot stiffer. So all those coil springs are coming out. This is just going to make all the suspension a lot softer, a lot more pliable, a lot more easier to work. One other thing I'm going to try and do, I don't know if I'm going to be successful here. See, these diffs are sprung over, which means the diffs are sitting on the bottom of the leaf springs. I'm going to try and mount the diffs on the top of the leaf springs, which will lower the stance of the whole car. Because these huge comical tyres, I mean, that's how they looked with the Bruiser, and the Bruiser looked great, don't get me wrong. I always wanted one as a kid, I could never afford one. This thing came along and they were cheap, so I bought it. But after looking at it and driving it in person, I wouldn't mind smaller tyres and getting that bit of a more scale look. So I'm going to try and remount the diffs on top of the springs. I might not yet. If it doesn't work, I just won't do it. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to get different tyres for these rims. And also the rims, the way they mount is just weird. You can't really buy different rims to put on this car because they just don't fit. So we're going to have a go at modifying the car so we can fit rims with 12mm hex on the rims. So that just opens it up to a lot more different styles of rims that you can buy, and sizes, and different tyres, and a whole lot of things. Right, that's suspension. Wheels, yeah, we just covered that. We're going to change the wheels. If I can't change the actual wheels, I'm just going to change the tyres. I'm going to put softer tyres on. These are hard as a dog, and they don't grip very well, even on really grippy rocks. We'll insert a bit of a video here with the thing going up a rock, maybe. I think we got it on video. But they really don't grip that well. I'm also not going to lock the front diff. I'm going to leave that open. What I might do is try and pack the front diff with some viscous coupling fluid, which is what you get in your fans on your front of your motor. Right? Really thick fluid. Is almost like silicone. It just doesn't go off like silicone. So pack it up in that, and that'll just tighten that front diff up. That should be alright for that. As I said, the back diff's locked. That's a big help. Next one is steering. Now, steering. As I understand, this HG-P407 is basically a clone of the re-release of the Tamiya Bruiser, which they re-released in 2012, I think. So basically everything's exactly the same. And if it is, this steering, I'm moving the front wheels this far, and it's not even moving the servo. You can't see it, it's buried in this box here. Don't know if you can hear it, but it's not moving. That's moving the servo. But if I go back to center, that's how much play is in the front wheels without moving the servo. So we're fixing that. We're going to take the servo out of there in the box, in the control box, where your shift servo is for the 3-speed transmission, and the speed controller and the receiver. We're going to take the servo out of there. We might even get a high torque metal servo, but it's going to be mounted in this front area here, up in here, and the steering will have a direct drag link from the servo to the steering knuckles, which will take up all of that slop, which will improve the steering like 1000%, because that steering is just terrible. We can show you some video of trying to drive down a dirt road, and this thing just steers wherever it wants to steer. It's just bloody terrible. Alright, that's steering. As for drivability, it comes with a 27-turn motor. I'm pretty sure it's a 27-turn motor. It certainly drives like one. We're going to rip that out, and we're going to replace it with most probably a 45-turn motor, if not a 55. So we're going to go to a lower turn motor, which will give us more torque, more power for crawling, better drivability. It'll obviously slow the car down, but it's not a very fast car to start with. Okay, so that's the modification we're going to do on the chassis. Now onto the body, which actually front and rear bumpers, they're coming off. Once again, they look great on the Bruiser, but they just, for this car, they're going to look terrible. So this fiasco here, that's coming off. The rear bumper's coming off. I'm actually going to make a tow bar for the back, and eventually make a trailer so we can tow other things with it. But that's the chassis. So the body, I mean, it's a really, really nice moulded body. There's a lot of great detail in this body. It'd be a shame not to really, just make it stand out and make it look really, really good. Still got the body pins in there. Tip those out. This little half canopy thing. I understand you can get, you take this off and the rear of the cab is just fully open. But I understand you can get pieces to replace the rear of the cab with a rear window and get rid of this half cab. Thinking about doing that. These side bars are supposed to mimic sliders, or I guess. Once again, on the Bruiser they look great, but on this they just don't fit. So they're coming off. They're coming off. That's coming off. The front bumper is going to stay chrome. I'm going to get custom stickers made up for the number plates. There's supposed to be a number plate on the back. I just got to find it and glue it back on. The HG is quite funny. Anybody who knows the model knows the joke, but in the stickers, instead of saying Toyota, they say Toyoto or Toteo or something. It's basically an acronym of Toyota. Same letters, just rearranged differently. So I'm going to take that. No, I've got the sticker set here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I'm going to take that sticker and cut it up and rearrange it so it does actually spell Toyota on the back. Lights. We're going to fill this car with lights. Every single light on this car. You got all the tail lights. You got the side blinkers, front and rear. You got headlights, and you got your either parkers or blinkers, whichever these were. I think this might be a 82 model Hilux with the round headlight. It could be earlier. I don't know. More of a cruiser guy. I don't really know my Hiluxes, but all the lights are going to be operational. Whether we go all static lights or we actually do blinkers where the blinkers are supposed to go. Even the blinkers in the side here. There's light buckets everywhere to put LEDs in. They're all different size LEDs. Most of them are 3mm. I think these might be 5mm. These might be 3mm. I don't know. We're just going to have to measure them and have a look. But the whole thing's going to be lit up. I'm going to build a rack for the back. You can get a canopy for them. I think I'd rather just go for a rack with maybe some canvas on top. We'll mount some spotties on the top, maybe a light bar on the front. Just to light it all up. Driving around last night, actually, in the dark, we had the two WPL Land Cruisers, and they got working headlights, and this one at the moment doesn't have working headlights, but it really was handy just having that light in front of you when you're driving through the trail in the dark. The interior, we're going to obviously paint that orange. Is just wrong, so yeah, we're going to paint it in a period correct colour. It's already got stickers on the dash for tacho, speedo, and your radio and all that sort of stuff, so we're going to keep that there. We're not going to go too over the top with detail in the interior. I wouldn't mind getting a driver, maybe even two, or one driver and a passenger. So yeah, that's the body. We are going to detail the body. The only problem we have, we don't know what colour to paint it. There's a lot of ideas rattling around in the old scone, but if anybody has any thoughts on what colour to paint and what kind of colour scheme, I mean, this is going to be a runner. It's going to be run on the trails. It's going to be rolled over. It's going to be knocked up. It's going to be scratched. So I'm not investing a lot of time in making it a really nice paint job, you know. But I do want it looking good. So If anybody's got any suggestions as to how to paint it or what colour to paint it, yeah, please just comment on the video. And if anybody actually does comment on the video, we'll pick one out and that's what colour we'll paint it. There's some really nice detail in this body guard. So yeah, this will be part one of this build up of this. The body's a bit tricky to get back on. There we go. So that's part one of the Bruiser clone, the HG-P407 Land Cruiser, Hilux. Bloody hell. See, told you, I'm a Land Cruiser guy. Also, we've got to come up with a name for it. I don't want to call it a bruiser because really it's not a bruiser. So we've got to come up with a name for it. So in the comments, tell us what colour you'd like it, and also give us an idea what we should call it. Righto mate, let's grab some tools and take this thing apart.